Seinfeld reference. Welcome to Cheap Seats, episode 25, boys. Let's hear them. Let's hear them.
25.
You know what? I'm not. I was gonna look a few up.
Hey,
Come on.
Jeff, Darren McCarty.
Okay, who's the greatest hitter of all time?
Like,
Well, it's
Oh my
he's
God.
saying Bonds is the.
he's saying Bonds, but I don't want to.
It is a slugger's number, though, boys. Barry Bonds.
Reggie Jackson.
No, I don't think so. Mark McGuire, Carlos Delgado, Palmeiro, Tomei, all 25s.
Wow.
I know I never wore 25.
Richard Sherman.
No.
Yes, Richard Sherman. Oh, and
Packers
best of all,
games
guess who's a 25 fan? Kyle Callis.
He is. That's true.
Those are his favorite digits. So
You
Is
want to
he
know?
born on the
you
25th?
guess the number one guy that popped into my head, Dorsey Levens. That's a throwback Packer name for you.
That's as freaking bad as Alexander Frolov is what that is.
It is. It is.
Roloff is that was legendary.
Killer got pretty agitated in that group chat this week, I must say.
Speaking of him, yeah.
Oy, boy.
um,
There is some decisions going on. Wilson creating a whole new format for fantasy football that he said he's been talking about for years and nobody's ever heard of once.
He never mentioned it ever. Never mentioned it once.
That's why I took the high road. I just was like, I've never heard of this out of Wilson's mouth once.
Never
so.
talked about it. It's never ever come out of his mouth. But
Creating, no, just throwing options out there.
I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. So
Yeah.
anyway.
Follow the football chat.
Who are
Anyway.
we? Okay, we got Layne Wallace in his King's gear. Layner, how are you feeling?
Ooh. For those that have never had a kidney stone or a stent removed, it wasn't painful. It wasn't painful. It was good. Just super violated and felt less of a man going in. And considering I
Violated.
wasn't much of one going in, walked out feeling really inadequate about myself. So yeah, no, good. Feeling good.
No baby yet, hey? No baby?
No, it is really, really looming close. You guys might be going without me next week, or I can do it over the phone from the delivery room. So we'll see what happens.
Oh goodness.
Interesting.
We'll give you a week off later.
Oh no,
Little tidbit
I want to do it from the delivery room.
I had one of my
You won't. You'll change your mind.
I had one of my children during Masters weekend. So,
So did I.
did you?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Hayden. Yeah.
No kidding.
April 8th.
We'll talk about that later.
By the way, I read today that they're considering having the Masters in November every year.
Good. That's
Could
good.
you, could you imagine that?
I like the April Masters. I don't want them to screw that up for me. I don't want the Masters to fall on hunting season opening weekend every year. I can't do that.
That was Marcus Freeze talking. Boomer looking happy
I can't.
after a
yeah.
7-0 start and back working full time.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Lots of positives this week. I'm happy. I'm a happy guy. So
Raking in the cash. And then we got Wills. Wills, I understand a little adult basketball starting. That's good. You're looking a little tubby up there. Get back into shape.
I wouldn't say it's a go yet, but it's looking good. It's looking better than it did a few weeks ago. So I'm
That's gotta
excited.
be exciting for you.
Going to be a smaller court though, so it's probably good for everyone who's out of shape. You don't have to run as far.
what's your rules on spectators?
We
You
don't,
get a max?
we don't
No?
have,
Oh,
we don't have to worry about that, Boomer.
well,
It
You're
never
talking
came up.
about the basketball league?
some leagues have to, eh?
Yeah,
You're talking about the basketball league?
yeah,
The league that I'm joining to hold their bench down?
yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
don't have bench players, Layne. You be prepared for some
You
minutes.
just acquired a bench
He's
player.
prepared for some
You
minutes.
can call me the Lou Williams of the league because I will be
Oh, that is
stapled.
way too flattering for you, I think.
Jeez.
Glenn Big Baby Davis. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's hit up the Tapo swear jar, Boomer. You got a little tally here for us.
Must we?
You guys are a bunch of fucking truckers. That was unbelievable. So last week there, Top House swear jar. Wallace was in for $30 himself. Wilson was also in for $30 himself. That put the biggest donation into the jar so far at $78 from episode 24. But we got a lot of positive feedback. So
What were you two?
What was I? Oh, Pratt was a modest $2, and I was $16. For those of you doing math. So
78 bones.
78 bones in a week. So I don't know how much you guys really want to.
You don't have to swear to be cool, guys.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like I got some votes at the beginning of the show when we
Don't
first
have to
started there.
don't have to smoke to be cool either, Jeff, but it doesn't hurt.
I would debate that, actually. I would completely, yeah.
I wouldn't put that on a t-shirt, Layne, that's for sure.
Speaking of t-shirts, really looking into getting one made calling the Fat Mouth Show. This is now not the Cheap Seats episode. This is the Fat Mouth Show.
The Fat Mouth Show.
For those that really don't want to, or for those that want a little more background on that, go check out Twitter. I made a new friend in Doug Burday. Don't know him at all. The guy literally hates me. I've never even met the guy. And then in the same day invited all of us over for drinks. So I don't know if he's
I like it.
Messing with me or
He's
I
having fun with
realize
you,
I've got a big mouth. Don't get me wrong. I talk incessantly and I just whatever. But Jesus, Dougie, you came at me at fucking 10 to 6 in the morning on my way to work. Are you shitting me?
Let it go, Layne. It's part of
I let it go.
It's part of the gig.
It's
Part of the
gone.
gig.
It's gone. Yeah.
The Fat Mo Show. Wow. No public apology from Wilson on that. He's holding true to it.
Nope. I'm cool.
Oh, Wilson took his own heat on that one.
I took heat, but I don't care.
Big
He
bully.
doesn't bother
Me too.
Wilson.
Hashtag me too. Bully movement. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
It's like the boys just had a swig there. There's
Oh.
Ice Factory, but we're also gonna chat a little bit here about we're gonna do our first Blackbeard's Ultimate Fan Challenge. We were a little slow on the gun last week and getting her started, but we will tweet this. It's gonna be the first 4 Blue Jay fans that tweet us on Twitter. Or no, any Blue Jay fans that tweet us before Sunday night on Twitter, their name will go into a hat. We'll pick the 4 Blue Jay fans to do our first on-screen Ultimate Super Fan Challenge.
Ooh,
So
I like it. Ooh.
I think I explained that properly, did I not?
Yep.
That's-
You're putting your name in? Are you the first one to enter or what?
Oh, am I allowed?
Yeah, we went through this last week. We can enter. So are you
Wow.
going in?
I'm not entering.
Here's my
No,
only
I'm
thing.
not a
I think
Jays
he can
fan, and
enter.
none of us
He
are
can
in.
enter. He
He's
can
a
enter.
Jays
He just can't win the prize. He has to give the prize to someone else.
Well,
I can be one of the 4? Oh, I'm in if that's
well, you're a Jays fan, so yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
legit.
Okay. He goes
3 fans.
in the draw.
No, he's in the draw. Yeah.
He's in the draw then. Okay.
okay.
So we got our first entry into the draw, so it's not going to be an empty hat next week. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Thanks to the Ice Factory and Blackbeards and the
Yes. Oh,
Pearson's
man.
assignments
I
for
need to
that.
go for some fries and gravy.
Okay, well, again, we're going to continue on with a little Tapos tip-off banter. What's going on in the world? Got an election happening? Is that, do I understand?
I wouldn't call it an election.
Any thoughts on that, guys, or we want to go down that road?
I've got
the rabbit hole's waiting, man.
Touchdown, Green Bay.
Touchdown
Look at
pass.
those arms. Those are just trunks. Oh my
Hey,
god.
getting
He's an
back
absolute creature.
back to the election. So I don't
DK
follow.
Wilson.
I'm not big into really any politics, but anyway, I'm taking it in on what night was that? Tuesday night?
Tuesday, yeah.
So I'm kind of lost. I'm on Fox. Don't really know. Like, it's hard to take things for face value when you're watching it. Anyway, I go onto my sports betting app there and realize that they've got, you can bet on the I guess the outright winner, who's going to get the most vote, the majority winner, all
Popular
that stuff.
vote, yeah.
But it actually, I could see it moving. Like, so it actually had a little bit of like, because you change channels and so-and-so's ahead and he's going to win, and you go to Twitter and it's the same thing, and I'm just so confused. That actually kind of quantified it for me and gave it a little bit of a forecasting thing that I felt like I could trust. So me and my sports betting app are just that much closer from the U.S. election. I should have put some money down on Biden when he was going for.
Oh,
you know what?
Plus
Honestly,
650.
after
Plus 650.
I know.
After that shit show, everything that's going on, I'm not going to say which way I stand. It doesn't matter. But in terms of trust, give me Mexican tap water over this election. Because, holy, I don't even want to go there. Like, oh, it looks so bad. It looks so bad. And I don't want to even, like I said, I don't even want to get into it. So.
Well, here's the thing. I don't even think at this point you can consider it legit. You either got to re-vote or literally go through and count every vote from the beginning. You got to redo it.
Well, how are you going to keep never mind. I'm not even going to go there.
I love how
our host.
From what I heard on Fox today or CNN, both sides were talking about it. They would have to count with a representative from the Democrats and Republicans in the room at the same time to watch the vote being counted and actually inspect the vote and check and see for its legitimacy. That's the only way I can see this being considered legit at this point. But what do I know? I know what I'm seeing is not legit.
I want to hear Jeff so bad.
I'm not going. Like I said, I'm not going down that. I'm fearful of. I don't know of the outcome that looks like it's going to happen. I mean, you want to see everyone's 401ks be cut in half, then buckle up. But no, I'm not going down that.
Oh, come on!
No,
let's hear what Jeff Pratt has to say about
$2
the
last week.
I'll do a rant
Give us
when
a
it's
little
official.
juice.
I'll do a rant when it's. What do you want me to say?
No, we're just giving you.
I know there's some stuff you got brewing.
We've got him on tape, though. He says he's going to do a rant when it's official. That's enough for me. Next topic.
Sure.
Absolutely. That's enough for me. Next topic.
Okay. What the hell's the next topic now?
Distracted.
Election. We got a little interesting weekend in the NFL. Few upsets, hey, few surprises.
Yeah, there were some ugly ones this weekend. Ugh.
Just get it out of the way because I know it's coming. Just get it out of the way now.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that yet. I wanted to hear.
No,
from
I see Wilson up there with the stupid little grin on his face.
I wanted to hear Wilson about his
What are
Packers.
you talking about?
That I bet against my own team.
Oh, that wasn't even on the agenda. What the hell?
No, but Wilson was going to sneak it in, so let's just get it out there.
Honestly, I was smirking because of the upsets, and Green Bay got their asses kicked by a 1-5 team. So that's what I was smirking about. But I mean, Layne, if you want to go there, this one's on you, man. You sat there and you preached it, and then you did exactly what you said not to do.
Explain it in with quotes here.
In detail.
Or
make sure that we get a grasp.
We brought it up on an episode earlier on, and it came up in some other things, and it was about the loyalty to your favorite team and whether you bet against them or just pick against them in pick'em leagues. And Layne gave a guy or two and basically preached to the viewership here that you can't go against your team. A true fan doesn't go against his team, and I believe the quote from the group chat was, "There are some things." What was it? There are some things worth more than money, and being a loyal fan is one of them. So Layne then takes the Bills this weekend and totally throws his. I guess he changes his mind, is what he tells us. So Layne's going to own this.
picked against the Pats.
Okay. Yeah, I owned what I said. I went on Twitter and I said, yeah, I went back on it. There are certain times in life where no matter what your stats, when your team is losing its top two receivers, its best defensive player. Nope. Sorry. I'm trying to catch you two losers in that one pool. And
you're not catching me.
Oh, I'm lurking in the shadows. Don't worry.
Oh, Boomer, I'm DKing you right now, and you know that. I'm coming
Boomer's
fast.
Buddha and Wilson is DK.
Yeah,
Look,
it's
like I
looking
said,
ugly with Wilson, but
look, I'll be honest. Yes, I went back on what I said. Did I change my opinion on it? Yeah, okay. Should I have been so hard and lacing into other guys? No. But anybody that's
hey,
going to question
that's good. Hey, at least
anybody
that.
anybody that's going to question my loyalty to my teams, Kings, Patriots, Mariners, Mavericks, doesn't know me. I've been a loyal fan for years for all those teams. But in that situation, seeing how many guys were out for the Patriots, I just could not pick the Patriots. The funny thing is, had it not been for a fumble with no time left in the game, New England looked like they were going to win that game. So I owned it.
You want my thing on it, Layne? This is
Oy.
you in an argument
Oh no.
all the time, not willing to look at the other side before you stay so stubborn to one point. I don't even think you changed your mind. This is you. That you were never going to bet against a brutal team. You were never going to put a whole bunch of money down against the Mariners. You just wouldn't do that. Or sorry, you wouldn't bet on the Mariners, put a bunch of money down on the Mariners to beat a good team. You would never stick to your guns in that sort of way.
No, I just wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah, that when you have the option.
So
you
the
just don't
pick and
bet, but-
pull, the idea behind a pick and
Right.
pull is you pick every game, so you're forced.
Right.
To
I don't have a choice in that scenario.
Yeah, for
But if
people
we're
that don't
talking
know.
about on Bet365 or on a pro, whatever.
Yeah,
no,
I guess.
I'm just not picking that game. I
Yeah.
pick spots where I think, the Kings will win a game or the Mariners or whatever. But no, if I don't have to pick it, I ain't touching it because then I can just cheer for my team like I normally would, right?
Layne, you're not wrong. You're actually, and I'll applaud you for essentially admitting your fault or whatever. To me, it's okay. All it is a measure of your loyalty. And I thought you were more loyal, that you would never bet against the Patriots, and you did. So you're not as loyal as I thought. You're still loyal, but you're not that diehard like I thought you were. So
My
that's all I
walls
got
are
to say.
telling a different story down here, buddy. My walls and my wardrobe. You got New England Patriots shorts there, buddy? Because I don't think you do.
Why would I have anything
Exactly.
New England Patriots? I have
That's what I'm
toilet
saying,
paper.
guys.
I have New England Patriots toilet paper. That's it.
Well, that's fair. Like I said, my loyalty's not in question. I live, eat, breathe, die with my teams.
Yeah.
Just your integrity.
I did laugh though that he apologized. He apologized like he wronged someone. I like that one.
He did. That was deep. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Layner, we know you're a Pats fan. It's just fun to give you a hard time.
Oh, and I deserved it. There was no. You know what the shitty part is? As soon as Wilson texted me, I knew he caught me. I was like, oh no, he fucking saw it. I didn't think he'd see it. And as soon as he texted me, he's like, "Are you Patriots in the strength of pick and pull?" I was like, "Oh no, he busted me." And then he responded, he's like, "Took the Bills this week, eh?" I'm like, "Ah, shit."
The
Knew it was
funniest
coming.
part. The funniest part is now you have like 5 guys religiously watching
Oh, yeah.
every week.
Ballin called me up, but that was a legit mistake. I didn't mean to pick the other team. This one, I legitimately picked him. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure I did. Sorry, Pratt. I was in the hospital. We went over this.
Honestly, I really wish the Patriots would have won. That
You know
would
what?
have been the ultimate. That would have just been great.
It really would have thrown a wrench into the AFC East. Now I fully have to admit I think Buffalo's going to win that division.
Oh, yeah, not to mention following the week that
But you know what the thing is, Wilson? They're still not out of it. And I'm not even upset.
Back to Wilson. He had something there. What?
Give them the respect.
It was following the week that they
Shut your mouth and listen.
It's ironic that the whole thing happened the way that it did. It was fantastic.
Oh, I did, but can I be just quickly honest about this whole Patriots thing before we move on? They played good, especially with not having their regular guys. Cam did play well. I felt he played well. He made a mistake at the end, carrying the ball like a loaf of bread. You don't do that. But it's not over yet. Like, look at the Patriots schedule. They got 3 games against the Jets starting this week. We'll hit that up in the pick segment. It's not completely over that they're not going to make the playoffs here. And I know Bill Bill ain't throwing the towel in. So
I know, Bill.
we're tight.
Oh, okay.
TikTok. We're on TikTok. Okay.
Goodness.
Bill would,
Hey,
Bill would love Layne, hey?
goodness.
Okay, hot topic time, boys. We got a couple coming up. My turn now to do a little rant. Oh,
Here we go.
Layne's sitting this one out.
Layne took off. All right. And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, here, episode
I switched
25
over
of the
the-
Cheap Seats.
Switched over the wash to the laundry, and I made the cardinal mistake of not checking my pockets, and I can tell you there's 2 lighters in there right now.
Holy man.
Wow.
Oofta. All right.
Wow.
We-
Sorry,
Seinfeld
Pratsky.
and-
Sorry, Pratsky.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I was going there. Okay.
I'll take most exciting things that happened this week for 200, Alex.
So well, everyone knows this now, but how I came about it, I come across an article on Facebook. I thought it was a Beaverton article, in all honesty. It was Sportsnet saying the OHL, to protect from COVID, is now going no body contact, no body checking this year. Where do I start? I have notes here, and it's chicken scratch, because clearly when I was writing everything, I was
Furious.
raging.
Yes.
So it looks like my kid's homework right now, but this is bullshit, boys. To kick it off, I'm putting myself in an 18-year-old OHL player's position, looking to get drafted, okay? If you're an NHL team, you got 2 guys you got to pick. One's from the Dub, one's from the OHL. You don't know who to pick. You're going to pick the one who didn't play, who played body contact, right? Who went a full year by playing basically rec hockey. This is going to kill so many players' development in their draft year and players that have already been drafted, right? It's going to hurt their play that way. So, a few different things here. I want to talk about the physics of this. So you can't hit, okay? But you can muck it up in the corner, right? You can grab. Someone explain to me how COVID is going to transfer from one person to another, more so by bumping into a guy and bouncing off versus clutching him in the corner or draping yourself on him when you're a one-on-one with on a defenseman and a forward. Makes no fucking sense. Dodging players. You're going to be dodging players as a defender. That's how you get hurt, right? When a guy's coming out at you like a freight train and you can't take the body, now you're getting out of the way, and that's actually how injuries are created. You're side by side on the bench with your teammates. What makes a teammate more immune than an opponent? Probably no answer to that, right? You're in the dressing room with your teammates. You're going to be around your teammates. You're not wearing a goddamn mask on the bench. You're breathing. You're spitting water. Why are you so immune to that guy versus a player on the ice? A player scores 70 goals, say, in that league. What does that tell you? It's fucking rec hockey. Tyler Fornwald gets 3 goals in rec hockey. Okay? So you want to talk skewed numbers.
Zing!
Sorry, Bucko. But he does. Hey, props to him. 3 goals is pretty good.
Guys, just garbage. Anyway.
Guy scores 70 goals in non-contact hockey. That's not telling you anything. What about fighting? Okay? You're better off fighting because you're going to get the same penalty anyways, right? The cops aren't going to arrest you for breaking COVID protocol. It's fighting. You're going to fight all you want. That's how you're going to let your anger out now instead of hitting because you can't hit. So let's boost fighting up, which the OHL is trying to kill anyways. Did
they make any announcements about fighting? Is it still allowed?
Well, how do you word that? Is fighting allowed because you get a penalty for it?
No,
Right? You're not
I
banned from
get
the
that,
league.
but I
Is
mean,
it breaking protocol?
no.
It's just
do they just break it up? Are they going to let 2 guys face off? Like,
Yes.
They'll probably break that up if they square off, but if the gloves come off, you're going to fist fight.
Yeah.
And if they're going to break it up, so now you got 4 guys face to face.
Pratt, I mean, I don't think you're going to get any real argument out of the 3 of us to say, Pratt, come on, man, settle down.
I like the rant, though. I have no issues with the rant.
No,
and
absolutely.
anybody that's ever watched a minor hockey game when kids are not allowed to hit, for me, that was Adam. Now I understand it's Bantam or Pee-wee. Pee-wee doesn't have hitting, right? Bantam still does.
Yes.
So in my mind, anybody who's ever seen that stage of minor hockey before they move into body contact, there's still body contact, and it's actually worse in my mind for transferring disease. I'm not an epidemiologist, but are you not more close contact when you rub someone out into the corner while they're trying to go to the neck or to the net? Like, it's unbelievable to me. Like, it's fucked, man.
Well, the guy in the trolley tracks, you're not passing any disease, my God. But draping yourself all over him is. So they're actually they're contradicting their whole rules.
Of course they are.
I mean, I hate to get this reeks of liberal culture, which has made its way into sports. I mean, every sport is so soft now. It reminds me of Canada hockey implementing when I remember my nephew back in the day when he played. My brother, no, it would have been like Tayson. And they had a rule where you could only, and they might still have it in organized hockey, you could only score 3 goals. After that, nuts and nuts. Don't want to show. Oh yes, don't want to show up the other team. Oh, believe me. So he'd score 3 in the first 3 minutes of the game, and now he skates around, patronizing the other team because what else he's supposed to do? It takes away that competitive nature in the young kids, and to me, that's why Canada, as we still are the hockey superpower, but I think that's why the other countries have caught up. We've lost that killer instinct, I think, overall as a hockey country because of that culture, right? Yeah. It just reminds you of the participation and all that crap, and using COVID as a shield to essentially making the game less violent. That's what I think is happening. I don't think this is all about COVID as much as it is making the sport of hockey less violent.
I agree with Jeff 100% here. Absolutely. I remember when I was playing in novice hockey, Tyler Hilkowich, guy would score 10 goals a game. Kevin Rappel, guy would score 8 or 9 or 10 goals a game. Like, why are we trying to suppress this? This is starting to get stupid. You know why? Because now everybody gets a fucking trophy and it's embarrassing, and you're ruining the population right from Jump Street, if you ask me. But that's the direction the world's going.
It wasn't easy for some of us to get trophies.
Like,
oh my God.
I love it.
Like, that's the best line you've had in 25 episodes.
Yeah, that was genuine. He was genuine, like into the there. I love it.
Yeah, no, I gotta agree with Brad here. It's horrible. I actually screenshotted that in the group chat. I thought it was like Jeff. I thought it was a spoof. I thought it was just a joke. And then I did some digging and I was like, no, they're 100% legit about this. So I really don't know what to think. I think it's definitely 100%, like Jeff said, gonna hurt draft stock.
Yeah.
How do you evaluate players now? It's basically like glorified rec hockey. I've seen more contact in rec league and Estevan here than I think we're going to see in the OHL this year. So,
well, not only that, it's going to inflate a few that really probably like the draft stock you're talking about.
100%.
Yeah. That these guys, that there's going to be this element of their game that's going to, I mean, it's only 1 year, hopefully, I guess. But it's going to throw everything for a loop. That's the kind of the funny part, like Pratt said, like you evaluate guys league per league. And I'll even go sport by sport in talking about this and saying, like, what do they think? Like every sport, every league out there is allowing, almost keeping the integrity of the rules intact and trying to just work it out outside of the sport, outside of the field, the ice, everything like that, and doing everything that they possibly can, putting these rules in place. And they think they actually are onto something here. It's actually going to be funny when they think like, oh, we'll be the leaders in this and people will follow us. Like this is such, they're going to be on an island. It's so stupid.
Yes.
I look at a defenseman especially. And again, people are going to think, oh, bigger picture, we're talking life or death. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
If that argument, then you use the car thing. Then don't get into a car, okay? Everyone, you're at risk of getting sick. I mean, the stats are there for young people and getting sick, right?
Yep.
We know it's low risk, right? Especially we're talking 16 to 20-year-olds. Okay, so, but I think of a defenseman not being able to take the body, guy coming down. Maybe he's a prospect and he can't take the body on a guy and he gets burnt left, right, and center. What's that do to him? That changes his whole career path, possibly.
Right? The thing I kind of wanted to say too is, when was the last time? I mean, my opinion is watching these teams that win the Stanley Cup or are good teams come playoff time. They've got those depth players, those grinders, those muckers, those guys that are willing to take the body, go in the corner, sacrifice. Those are the late round steals in the draft that teams take and have on the back burner for when they need them. How do you assess them now? Like, I don't see any other way for teams to understand what a player is bringing to the table, right?
All late picks now, all late round picks now are a roll of the dice.
100%.
What else do you do at this point?
Yeah.
If someone has an argument out there outside of, oh, you don't want them to get COVID and die, then tell me, because that to me that holds no water, especially with teenagers. It just doesn't. The numbers aren't there. Whether I'm being harsh or not, they're just not. So if someone has another argument as to why and I don't think anyone does. I mean,
I got a question that what's the, so if you check somebody, is it a 2-minute penalty or what?
there was a penalty in the SJHL for gathering. A penalty was called for gathering.
Like in the stands?
No, on the ice.
Well,
Nick Saragella can confirm this. Sponsor Nick Saragella. In a Weyburn Estevan preseason game, there was a penalty for gathering. He tweeted it. If he was joking, then I take this all back. But I asked if it was true, and no one said otherwise. And I'd like to know how the referee signals that. If it's just an unsportsmanlike.
I don't know. I think somebody's jerking your chain there.
All right, let's find out. Let's find out.
2 minutes for
question I have.
mingling. 2 minutes for mingling.
So what is it for body checking though? Like, have they said what they're going to do to
I
enforce?
assume it's the same as in underage hockey. It's 2 minutes, right?
2 minutes for body contact.
But what if you contact again in the game? Now are we talking a major? Now are we talking a suspension? Like, this is what blows my mind. We're going down this road of just over-policing everything in every aspect of life. And at the end of the day, it all boils down to control. And that's what's scary to me in all aspects.
I'm curious, too. What about the Memorial Cup? Because I haven't heard they're not having it yet. Won't that be funny? All of a sudden, the OHL joins in with the Dub and the Q, who don't have the rules.
They're just getting melted.
Yeah. Geez, I thought we were a good team. I guess but whatever. That's not the bigger issue, I guess, is a Memorial Cup. But what did one guy say? They should wear hula hoops. That was a good one.
That was a good one, yeah.
Everyone at distance. But it's frustrating. Like, I'm not being fake here. It's very frustrating once you get talking about it, because young people are it doesn't affect them, and it could change their lives. And it's hurting these teams, right? Fans aren't going to watch. Teams are going to struggle with this anyways. I mean, the fans in the stands, those rules, obviously, that's a whole nother tangent if we want it.
Yeah, no.
These organizations they're gonna go belly up, and they're huge parts of every community in Canada. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't believe I made fun of Bucko like that.
I just wish forget about that. I just wish saner heads would prevail at the end of the day. Episode 25. This is the Carved Bucko episode, if anybody's wondering.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's good. I wish I could disagree with you. I don't.
Yeah,
like
well, that's the thing.
I don't think there's
I don't
anything
want to
to disagree
disagree
with.
with you, because me and you kind of line up on a few more things here lately. I don't know why we just discovered this at this point in our lives, but it's good.
And no one was a toe dragging, dodging hits type player than me. But I still think there should still be hitting. I mean, my God, I love that part of the game.
Maybe they could play with like 10-foot sticks.
Yeah,
Everyone's
14. 14.
Good call, Boomer.
Yeah,
Killer.
it has to be a little longer. Be a solid 28-foot radius or 28-foot diameter there. Good Lord.
Everybody just playing with pole vault sticks.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh God.
One guy's up in the corner of the arena while he's stick handling down on the ice. Like, come on.
Stupid.
Let's move on to Boomer. You're gonna give us a little power ranking thing like Wills did last week.
Yeah. What do you guys want to hear? You guys want to? Oh, we'll go. Okay, I'll go top to bottom, just like Wilson did last week. So my number one, Pittsburgh. I don't want to hear any of the homer jokes. It's bullshit. It doesn't matter. They are the best team in the NFL right now. Kansas City is number 2. Seattle's number 3. Baltimore, number 4. And number 5, it's kind of a saw-off right now for me between Tampa Bay and New Orleans.
Got to pick one.
No, I'm not picking one.
I'm the host, and I'm saying you got to pick one.
The Saints.
Okay.
So I don't know where you want me to go with this. I'll start at the top. To hell with it. Pittsburgh beat Baltimore. I can honestly say that before the game, I wasn't 100% sure that it was it wasn't a major lock in my mind. That's for sure. But I kind of thought that defense would stifle Jackson a little bit, and it appears that they did. Lamar Jackson didn't play well. He threw a pick 6 first quarter to Robert Spillane. First quarter, he threw a pick to Robert Spillane, the guy who's stand-in for Devin Bush, which is pretty sick because, Wilson did a harsh dig on me there in the top 5 last week. But, no, they beat Baltimore, and at the end of the day, I think they were supposed to beat Baltimore, so that's good. I think Baltimore's got a little bit of a hole in their defense, but that's neither here nor there. Kansas City smoked the Jets, as they should. I mean, Kansas City right now, they're pretty much ho-hum. Patrick Mahomes is an unbelievable athlete. They've got Travis Kelce. They've actually got a defense that can play. So good for them, but they're number 2. Seattle, right now, I really can't get away from the Russell Wilson bus. He is having a hell of a year. I think he's got 26 touchdowns and 2 picks total this year. I think if you were to stop the season right now, stop the count. I think you would probably give Russell Wilson the NFL MVP. So I just think that Seattle's got it going on right now and they're doing well. Baltimore, I slid them into number 4. Mostly because of Bucco's humility this week and him not being a total jackass when it came to, he was full of shit there on that last call though. That was definitely not pass interference because if you take away Minkah Fitzpatrick's chance there to go up and try and get the ball, I think that's bullshit. But at the end of the day, Baltimore was still good enough to be in there and actually almost beat Pittsburgh. So they're not out of my top 5. And I'm going to give it to New Orleans because Jeff made me pick one. But take heart in knowing that if Tampa beats them this weekend, then I don't know what to say there. It kind of is a wait and see for me. Honorable mentions in the top 5, Packers, Bills, Cardinals, and I added the Packers to that list before this game, before they were absolutely steamrolling the 49ers. So
back in my the top.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course they are. But yeah, so there's that. Go, carve me. Let's hear it.
Layne, you want to go or do you?
I can't really carve it.
I should start. You guys have more to say than me, right?
Okay, Jeff, you start. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
We don't have Aaron Donald. They're not that good.
No, I will say any undefeated team, if there's one undefeated team, I don't care who you play, you're always number 1 until you lose. That's my opinion in any sport, anything, regardless of the competition, you're undefeated. The only question I had, and then I'll let you guys talk, is why don't the Bills get more love for a top 5?
They're smoke and mirrors right now. Honest. They haven't. Who have they beat that's any good? I mean, they literally were at home and they just about lost to a team that had nothing.
I question the coaching.
Yeah.
I just think they're a good team. They've got a decent quarterback, good defense, but just they hang around. It's always a competitive game with them, it seems like. Barring some of their big – but the Pats, I just think, Layne didn't even pick the Patriots, and they almost won. So I don't know. I think they're good, Pratt, and they're on that bubble. Yep. But first of all, to go down to Pratt, I think I totally disagree. Of course, you can call teams better than an undefeated team based on what's going on with those teams. I think I don't agree with it. I think that's a bit of a maybe near the end of the season, but not mid-season. There's a lot in play there, whether it's injuries or whether it's schedule, strength of schedule, all that stuff, and
Tough
just
schedule.
simply
Off schedule, or you're disagreeing with the theory as opposed to okay.
What I'm saying is, of course, you could say this team who's lost one game is actually better than the team that hasn't lost at this point in the season.
You're saying in general or specifically about Pittsburgh?
No, in general, I think you should be able to evaluate it. That being said, going to Boomer, I think Kansas City's that better team. I just really don't see them that the weapons on offense. Boomer actually said last week that Pittsburgh has the best receiving core in the league. Please tell me how they're better than KC, Boomer.
Who's Kansas City's wide receivers? Take Kelsey out of the picture.
Well, I can't because he's
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, Sammy
he's
Watkins,
pretty damn
Nicole
good.
Good for him. No,
Hardman,
what I'm
Watkins.
saying is, if you're watching, and I don't know how much you guys even watch, but if you're watching Deontay Johnson and you're watching Juju Smith-Schuster, who to me is pretty much the prototypical Steeler wide receiver over the history of the franchise, and then you see Chase Claypool, who put up those ungodly numbers at the combine, and actually when he's not double covered, and I don't know if any of you three have actually seen this, he's getting double covered now every game. He is their new Antonio Brown. He is literally taken all of the attention for the offense.
Is that because he's that good, or Schuster's actually not as good as what people
I was just
thought?
going to say Schuster has been non-existent.
And that's why I say that is the weapons on offense just are not there. KC dominates them for weapons on offense. That's why I give KC the nod. Going through the rest of your top five, what was Seattle, 3? How can you have a team that is the 32nd ranked defense in the league as your third best team in the NFL?
When they're averaging 30 plus a game. I mean,
that has a shelf life, though.
When you
the worst in the league, guys, and
when you have the best quarterback.
Hang on, this isn't by a little bit. 461 yards per game is what they let up. They almost let up 500 yards a game. That's close to 40 more than the second worst team in the NFL.
I'm not saying their defense is good, but I'm saying their offense is that much better.
But they're not that good.
Their offense is pretty freaking good, man.
What they have DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson. Who's their running back?
Lockett.
Lockett's
running back.
Lockett is a great.
Didn't say running back, but how can you not include Tyler Lockett?
Who is their running back? Chris Carson.
Chris Carson, DJ Dallas, Travis Homer.
I'm just
injured, but Carson, when he's healthy, Wilson, come on now.
I would take KC's offense over Seattle's any day of the week.
I would take Pittsburgh.
If you put that with,
let's be honest, Kansas City's defense isn't super amazing.
They're not 32nd ranked in the league. These guys are giving up so many points,
but look at who Seattle has played, though.
Well, I'm just saying, the last ranked defense in the league, how can they be number 3?
Then I want to pose you a question.
Sure.
So, okay. So you're taking them out of the top 5?
Well, I'd put them in maybe the 5th spot to replace my boys after losing to the Vikings. But
like I'm just saying, let's say it's Seattle versus Baltimore. Who's your money on?
That's a bit of a home team. But I would
Seattle against Tampa. Who's your money on? Like
Tampa.
Ooh, really?
Yep.
Seattle versus Pittsburgh. You're putting on Pittsburgh?
I'd take Pittsburgh there. Yeah.
Yeah. So would I. But
I'm just trying to say if you put any in the top 5, would still lose to Seattle. But
what I'm getting at there, and my point on the Seattle thing is more over time. These guys are going to win games because they do have that Wilson is playing awesome, and he's having
they have the best quarterback right now statistically in the league.
I would say arguably the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the league.
Yep.
Rodgers and Adams are up there, and Hill and Mahomes are as well. But I mean, DK and Russ.
Where I'm going with this is that doesn't have a long term. That's not sustainable. Like you can. I mean, one injury and your team's screwed. The the coverages for some of these defenses, that defense is so bad that it's just they need to rely on that group, and Lockett, you can include him in there so much. I just don't see it lasting very long. I just don't see that team having what it takes to go the distance.
Okay, that's fine. Nobody's going the distance because Pittsburgh's going to win. The other
one, Baltimore, as much as the thing that I'll give them credit for, and I'm glad you did too, Boomer, they did lose to Pittsburgh, but they hung in there. Actually, when I talk about Pittsburgh's offense, I mean, Pittsburgh's defense is what won them the game, really. That pick six off the beginning of the game gave them the 7-point head start. That was the difference. They only won by what, 3?
4, but it's what wins. It's what wins them every game.
I know it is, but
like if you actually look at this defense, we're talking about a group, the only group, and I don't know what the stat is for how many years ago it goes back, but you're looking at a 3-part quarterback rushing defense. 3 guys have more than 6 sacks right now. TJ Watt, Bud Dupree, and Steven Tuitt. Yep. That's kind of crazy.
Well,
but
it's just
to me, you know what I saw out of Baltimore? I saw an offensive line that can't, like, unless there's an injury there, they're going to have trouble beating Pittsburgh ever because they can't stop that rush. They can't. I think Jackson was actually, I think he was sacked 4 or 5 times. He threw 2 interceptions, one that you mentioned, very, very big. And they stuffed it. Like, I don't know why the hell they made that call at the end of the game there, or towards the end of the game there, where they didn't get the quarterback sneak. Like, that play just looked bizarre. I didn't get that at all.
It goes to Layne's point. You need that quarterback to perform, and Lamar comes up short in the big situations. That was totally him. That loss is 100% on him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If you hold the Pittsburgh Steelers to 20 points offensively, I really do think you put yourself in a pretty good chance to win that game. But when you throw pick sixes and fumbles, he actually had a fumble that there's no contact. Like it's been.
You know, one other point that I'm going to make just to that though is you have not seen the best Pittsburgh Steelers in a game. You have not seen them put it together on both sides of the ball. This sure wasn't it. Jesus, they allowed 266 rushing yards. That's insane for them. Well, they don't come close to that.
It's not their defense that I question. It's that offense.
I know, but guess what wins championships?
Well, exactly. That's why you can take Seattle out of the top fucking 3.
But they're there. It's my top 5.
Wait, one more. You can't throw 6 teams into a top 5. So weak shit on that. Pratt tried calling you out, and Boomer, fucking come on, man. Get with it. It's a top 5.
Come on, man.
Fine. Fucking Packers are out of my honorable mention.
Fuck you. I don't fucking 31 right now.
Dog shit. They're gonna blow this game still.
I like it. Beating the Niners. Division rival.
Yeah, absolutely shit pumping them right now.
Let's go. Layne, Dad.
I'll just keep it short and sweet because we want to kind of move on here. Look, I'm not Bucko. If you see this, I'm not.
God, that poor kids came up a lot.
I am not adding fuel to the fire. The stat line was 13 for 28, 2 picks, a fumble, and 2 TDs. What the? You're not winning games. You're not winning games with that stat line with that quarterback. Lamar is not a passer. You could tell Lamar is not an accurate passer. Look, is he a dynamic player? Yes. He's just not a pocket passer. And I for that reason alone, Baltimore to me is a fringe top 5 team. We'll leave it at that. I don't want to throw any more gasoline on that fire.
They are in the top 5 for you, though?
Fringe, very fringe. I would actually have to put the Packers in there at that point. Look, don't get me wrong. That was bad what I saw last week, but Dalvin Cook looked inhuman. He beat Green Bay on their own. Green Bay looked like a shell of himself. And the last thing I just want to say, Tampa Bay cannot be in anybody's top 5 right now after you just about lose to the Giants on Monday Night Football. I'm sorry. They should have lost that game. That was pass interference. They had a chance to tie the game.
Oh, really? You guys think
Oh,
that was
yeah.
pass interference?
100%, Wilson. If that's not pass interference, show me what is pass interference. That 2-point conversion. But I'll also say this: that's on Daniel Jones. He throws that ball a little
exactly
sooner.
what it's on. You can't throw a ball.
He throws that.
2
Well, but
feet
just hang
behind
on
a
here.
guy.
He throws that ball a little sooner. That's a completed pass. But the whole point of it is he's got to let the receiver at least have a chance to make the catch. The
No, you
defender did
don't.
not.
No, you don't. Whoa.
No, you don't. That would have been
You
the
have
same.
every right to the football as the receiver. You
But
have every right to the
clearly
football.
contacted him before the ball was there.
So did Minka Fitzpatrick, but that was not pass interference.
Contact
You've got to give
Layne.
both players a chance at the football.
It's that.
In my opinion, that should have been called.
I disagree.
You mean to
I
tell
don't
me
think-
when a flag is thrown like that? I'm going to say this to you: if that was Brady going for the 2-point attempt, and that was on the Giants, and the flag was thrown, do you think the refs would have went and picked up that flag on Tom Brady? No. Daniel Jones didn't get the call. That's my view on it. That should have been.
I totally disagree on that.
No,
I agree with my buddy Layne there.
I'm sorry. That was, and I'm not a Brady hater. Brady, I still respect Tom Brady. I'm just saying, Daniel Jones being a very inexperienced quarterback did not get the benefit of the doubt on that. It was the Giants.
It wasn't benefit of the doubt, though, you guys. This was a play that he should have. He put it in a bad spot. He put it so that the defender could get there. That's his own fault, and the refs obviously recognized that. 1, it was late. 2, it was poorly thrown. And if you throw it behind somebody and he's running and he has to slow down, of course there's going to be contact, you guys. That's what the momentum of the play is down the goal line. You can't say that because he threw it back and he tries to cut back that contact makes it pass interference. That's a ridiculous statement.
Wilson,
I've seen ridiculous that you're actually going to say Tom Brady would have got the fucking call.
Tom Brady would have got the call. Tom Brady would have got the call.
He wouldn't have.
Here's the thing. I've seen ticky or tack bullshit calls called. That should have been called. This year I've seen ticky tack bullshit, arm feuding. I mean, if you're going to call that shit, you got to call that too. So
great play by the refs to get together.
And I 100% disagree. Like I said, the Bucs should not be in anybody's top 5 right now.
I hear you.
Jeff,
right.
Buffalo gets no top 5 love because they were wiped by Kansas City and the Titans. So,
okay,
wrap it up, Pratt.
Yeah, that's our little hot topics for the night. That's about it.
For our NFL picks. NFL picks.
No.
We are going to post those on another date. I believe Saturday night, probably.
Gotcha.
And we might do a little trivia and post that one of these nights too as a side epi, right?
Yep.
So do you guys have any local shoutouts or anything?
I do. I want to take the reins on this one.
For
those that this was it's fairly big news. And it is local for us. The Torquay grain elevator burned to the ground, and that was a landmark for years out in that area. I know that sounds laughable.
No, it's sad. I was expecting sports, but that's sad. Yeah.
No, it's just something like, a lot of people out in that area, it's going to be weird to drive, out there for hockey or whatever and not see that grain elevator. And, it was just kind of sad to see. Big shout out to our local fire department for being on scene and helping out. My boy, Brandon Frank, one of the, those guys going out there. There was 3 fires that day, actually.
One out by Frobisher, yeah.
That one by Frobisher was bad. I almost lost some trail cameras. Oh, mama.
Should laugh, probably. But.
What are those?
So, yeah, basically, I just wanted to throw a shout out to our local firefighters for all they do. It's not easy. We appreciate everything they do. They give up a lot of their time to help out our community and help out others. So, cheers to those guys. Thank you.
That's a good shout out.
Cheers. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Get it in there later.
Unfortunately, I heard rumor that was actually Ryan Miley's supporters who decided to torch it because Jason LeBlanc lives out there and he's a super big conservative supporter. And now that's too bad that this had to happen, but I mean, if the rumor's true, that's really too bad, you guys. Come on, you got to be better.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Come on. Wow, I'm not going down that.
Oh,
Yeah, we're not going down that one. This.
No. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we're gonna have some side epis for our viewers on Twitter. Other than that, I think that wraps Epi 25, boys. I thought it was pretty good. Shout out to the tower.
Absolutely. The Saragella brothers.
Blackbeards.
Blackbeards, Beefeater.
Ice Factory.
Home opener for the Estevan Bruins this weekend. Melville.
Wish there was more than 150 people allowed, but yeah.
Bring your masks.
That's
If you can
the
get
other
in.
one. That's a bunch of bullshit too. That only 150 can go. But
Yeah. Oh man, I wish.
That's Kelth doing that. That's no one local making that decision. So same with local kids hockey. We hope we can get families out watching their kids play sooner than later because it's not fair. And oh boy, next week's rant. Anyways, okay.
Yeah, save her for next week.
Good.
Cheers,
Yeah,
everyone.
everyone.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Have a good night.